We're going to start today by talking about what most people think, and I definitely think, is the most important part of hitting. All right, the majority of hitting is timing, and timing is dictated by the guy who has the ball, right? His job is to disrupt timing, and our job is to get on time. Our at-bat starts way before we get into the batter's box. It starts when we're on deck, when we're communicating, all right, with our teammates, and it starts definitely when we get on deck. When we're on deck, we are trying to find the timing of that pitcher. So the majority of the time that I go to a game, or even if I'm coaching a game, I hear multiple people saying, "You're early, you're late, get on time." That sounds great, but if you don't know when you're starting your load, how do you make that adjustment? When you're on deck, you're figuring out, when am I starting my load? Now, a pitcher, he's trying to disrupt that timing, right? So he can do multiple different things besides changing the speed of the pitch, right? He can do a slide step, right? He can bring it up and pause, right? He can do a tilt and then a go. Those are what they use to disrupt your timing. The one thing that doesn't ever change is when the pitcher breaks ball from glove, right? So when you're on deck, you're trying to figure out, do I need to start my load as soon as that pitcher breaks from the glove? Right? Do I need to start it when it gets back here? It's all going to depend on his arm slot, speed, right? But that's what you should be focusing when you're on deck. Figuring out, when do I start my load? Have a starting point, and then figure out what slot is he throwing through. Is he throwing from a 12 o'clock slot? Is he throwing from a 1 o'clock slot, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, right? Once you pay attention to those small things, you might realize that, hey, he throws his fastball from a 3 o'clock slot, right? But then he goes curveball from a 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock slot. So then you pick that up, you communicate it to your guys over here, right? And you guys got a little tail that you can use the entire game.